Hey, this is Christian Zilovitz coming to you live from Decatur, Georgia. You're on Pride School QED with Pride School Atlanta's director, Christian Zilovitz, and I have Chef Ty and Chef Tasha here. We are forming this amazing new partnership right here in Atlanta, and they came to me by way of amazing circumstances through Mayor Martin. And we met about a week ago, and we realized that there's a real need for good nutrition and good culinary practices, especially all around here in Atlanta. And for those who live where, good food might not be available all the time, or so you think. And we also want kids out there to be able to cook for themselves and have great nutrition as well for themselves and their families. And so I'd like to have them introduce what they do with their company, and they're part of the Pride School family already. We've been sitting around my table laughing all afternoon, and you never know who's going to drop into your life on any given day. And the moment we were all at the same place last week, I knew I needed to hand over my business cards and brochures to them, and sure enough, they called me a couple days later. And so we're going to work on setting up some cooking classes as well, and some ongoing culinary education for our students at Pride School, especially if they want it. And we're going to try and do some summer stuff as well. And so would you guys like to talk a little bit about who you are, and who wants to go first?
My name is Chef Natasha, and I am an assistant chef with Community Chef Center. And we work with children at 9 and 10-year-olds, and we are working with children that are 7 and 8 years old as well, teaching basically the fundamentals of cooking, nutrition, and farm to table, and things like that. So we're really excited to really be connecting with Pride School, and very honored to be a part of this wonderful organization.
What about you, Chef Ty?
My name is Chef Ty from Community Chef Center. What we basically do is teach children how to properly handle food, making stocks, sauces, knife cut, doing presentations, how to eat healthy, how to eat different vegetables like eggplant, rainbow chard, we do also compare ingredients from store ingredients to fresh ingredients. What's in your store ingredients versus your fresh ingredients? How healthy is that product for your body, and how food necessarily work with your body. We do organic, cage-free. We do talk about vitamins. We do your pyramid, your My Food Plate. We do all sorts of different things, all healthy, all natural, all safe, all fun. And that's what's going on at Community Chef Center. And we want to thank Pride for coming to our lives. It's a wonderful thing, and it's a blessing.
And where did you go to school for culinary arts?
I went to Le Cordon Bleu. I graduated summa cum laude. I'm also a competitor, 2014 state champion.
And how did you end up at Le Cordon Bleu?
I ended up with Le Cordon Bleu. I had a car accident, actually. And when I moved to Georgia, I was on a walker and 2 canes. So I just recently started walking 3 years ago. And that's how I ended up at the Cordon Bleu, because I was determined. My wife took me to the school for me to go to school, and that really got me excited, got me motivated. Then I started walking out, then I started running, and then from that point, I got so excited about cooking. The Cordon Bleu, that was my life, and I gave my all in all. I gave 200%. I came from not walking to walking, being able to compete on a culinary team, and winning a medal for that. So I've done a lot, amazing things, and had a lot of challenges in my life. So I've come a long way. So I know what it is to be had to have a disadvantage, and how to come back from that and be strong and be successful.
Nice. What about you, Chef Natasha? Where have you done your studying?
Actually, I'm an apprentice under Chef Ty, so I've been learning different ways of cooking. I didn't go to culinary school, But apprenticing on the chef side is the same thing as showing how you do your, we do our cooking for the children and everything like that. So it's kind of like I'm the home cook side, but this is professional. So we give the kids both ends of it because you're mainly going to be cooking at home as a child. So I would know more on the home cook side and she would know more on the gourmet side. So that's pretty much how I gotten into the culinary field.
Have you always liked to cook?
I've always loved to cook, so that kind of opened up me being able to show the artistic way of cooking because I've always known how to cook it, but I wanted to make it look pretty on my plate too. So, even a little smallest little meal, you can always make it look really nice and elegant.
That is so cool. Who are the big cooks in your family?
The big cooks in my family is actually my grandmother and my mother. She actually loves to cook as well.
Right on. And do they live down here in Georgia as well?
My mom lives in New York, and they just love to cook up there as well. It's like cookouts and everything like that taking place. And, cookouts is always fun, especially when it's summertime.
Right. Did you ever have knishes when you were up there, too? Potato knishes and such?
Yes.
I've been knishes. I'm from New Jersey. For those who don't know, I'm from New Jersey. And I still remember I knit hot dog cards. Mm-hmm. And actually, like, people that have sauerkraut that's warm as opposed to this cold stuff that they use. Mm-hmm. I don't know, they use that in Washington. But, and so I missed the up north cooking, and I was actually on the phone with a company from Woodbridge today, and I said, wow, you're actually up there. We used to go to the hot dog place at Two Guys, right in front of there and get potato knishes and stuff.
Wow.
It's funny, it's the food we miss the most, right? The pizza and the good cooking.
Making patties with the cocoa bread.
But you're from New York too, right?
Yes, sir.
And how did you end up down in Georgia?
Like I said, I had a car accident, so I wanted to kind of move somewhere warm because up north is always cold. I was in a lot of pain. So that's how we migrated down to Georgia where it was warm.
And the two of you met up in New York?
Yes.
Where did you meet?
Actually, we've been together for 10 years.
10 years. Nice. Nice. And, the great part about doing this QED is that we all have a story, and everything can seem so simple. So we're bringing these chefs to you to teach cooking and stuff and teach nutrition. But the reality of being part of the Pride School family is that we all become family. And
right.
And that's one of the things is we can take a company like yours, and some people will know that you're family, will know that you're married,
yes.
And other people will just assume that you're business partners. And
right.
then when you go into some of those places, I think it makes you hedge on how you communicate with each other, right?
Yes.
And when you use terms of affection,
yes.
You can be nervous to use those terms of affection, and it hampers your communication as a business too.
Right.
And so one of the biggest things about Pride School Atlanta is we want mentors and contractors and educators and volunteers to be able to just be their authentic selves,
yes.
and for our students and our families to know that this is a family in front of you. This is a family business.
Right.
And when they walked into the room where I was visiting with somebody else the other day, they walked in, and I was so excited to see them walk in because I could tell by their energy that you were family.
Yes.
And when you looked at me, you smiled, and I had my Pride School shirt on, and I had the swag, and I said, you know what, I said, here's a brochure. Here's a bunch of brochures. Yes. Here's some bookmarks. Here's my business card. Please call me.
Yes.
We need to talk. And you guys nailed it. You said, we will be calling you.
Yes.
And so where did you meet?
Actually, we met in New York. And the funniest thing is
you were out clubbing, weren't you?
No.
I was
trying to get with my wife when I was 18 years old.
Oh.
And at that point, she's like, you're too young.
What's the age difference?
21 years.
21 years.
No.
Yes.
21 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have a story between how
I'm 51. I'll be 52.
Yeah, you're older than me. Right on.
And I'm 30. And, yeah.
So you've been together 10 years. So she waited 2 years.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all you could bear.
Yes.
And I came to her to marry me.
21. I told her that we could not date until she turned 21.
Yes.
Right on. Mm-hmm. And where did you meet? I want you to meet. Where did you meet?
I met her through her mom, which is a funny story.
I love the fun stories.
Her mom dates my sister. And that's how we met.
And they've been together for
And that's how we met.
Wow.
And that's how we met.
And is she your younger sister or older sister?
She's my younger sister. I'm the older sister.
You can't argue with genetics, man. You can't argue with genetics.
No, you can't.
You cannot argue.
No,
and so they live up north?
Yes.
You guys are down here?
Yes.
Right on. And what was it like for you when she had the car accident?
For me, actually, I took care of her 100%. It was like she was disabled for a while, and I was I had to have to get up and, get to moving, or walking and everything, and we used to walk the reservoir. At home, the reservoir is what you would call like the water, if you walk around it.
Right.
The water that's supplying.
So what part of New York were you in?
Upstate New York.
Upstate.
Which is Rochester.
Where?
Rochester area. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. No wonder why you got out of Buffalo. It doesn't get any worse than that.
Yeah. We're surrounded by water.
Surrounded with the snow.
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's the worst for me. It was the worst.
That's the only thing I miss about being at home is the water, too. Being able to go to a beach.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I grew up in Sayreville, which is, in central Jersey, and we always went out to Seaside, and, and then we lived down by Long Beach Island, and we had a little house in Pennsylvania when I was a litlittle kid that was on a tiny little lake, but I missed being by the water when I was out in Seattle.
Yes.
Right.
And so it's very different living over here. The Chattahoochee River just isn't the same.
No.
And we went up to Lake Lanier, and then we were going to go up there this weekend, and a friend of mine said, "Don't you go in that water," but she said that's all from the pig farm runoff. Like, oh, nice. Thank you. Now we got to figure out somewhere else to go camping. And so I will ask you, and as business owners too, we're looking to bring you guys on to do some cooking with the kids and do some real, genuine helping people become adults, and so that they have lifelong skills.
Yes.
And, you look at all the different skills that people take away from taking cooking classes. What do you think are the three biggest takeaways you would want youth to bring back for themselves into their families, even that they're living with now, and maybe as they become parents themselves, 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road? What are those three biggest takeaways for you, Chef Ty?
The three biggest things with me, like for one of my students, nutritional labels. So I would teach my students how to read nutritional facts. And out of that, they know what a yellow 5 is, which is causes cancer. So when they see yellow 5 on a bag of Doritos or a bag of chips like that, they won't eat it. They won't eat it. So they're learning how to eat and learning how to eat properly. And that's the main thing. And then once I tell them, they'll tell their parents, "Hey, Mom, this is what I learned today." And then I tell them, "No, be nice about it, because your parents, they cook their food, they don't want you to eat it. But you have to have a different approach to your parents to get them to understand what they're feeding you and how it's affecting your body and your growth."
Nice. Any other big takeaways?
And the other big takeaway is how to eat organic food from farm to table. How you can just grow your own fresh herbs in the house. Your cilantro, any spices like that, you can just grow right in your home. Just go, if you want to cook something, just go pick it off and just keep chopping. Just keep chopping from the table.
Nice. We have some herbs. I forget what we have. We have like oregano or something growing on our front porch.
Awesome.
Yeah. And my little 4-year-old, he'll come out and take some and bring it down to the car.
Right, and that's what I want them to learn, how to grow things, how to fill that dirt, how to just take a seed and just nurture it and just watch it grow. I did that. I made that happen.
Yeah.
And wow, that tastes so good in that spaghetti.
Right. I was watching something on PBS or something recently, and they were showing a youth program where that's exactly, it was, they were showing the same basic idea of what you're doing, but they actually took this, I think, teen center, and they took another room over, and then they started to grow the plant, hydroponic plants. And so they took over this room, and then they had the cooking classes, and it's just this ongoing, basically a chef school, and they showed the kids eating their own food that they had prepared and they had grown, and what a difference it made. I think this was out in L.A. or something, so you can probably find it online.
Okay.
I don't remember where it was. And who were the cooks in your home?
My cook was my aunt, and her nickname is Hip, but her name is Bernice. And my aunt would have this lady, she's like 99 years old, and her son would bring her over to my aunt's house to do her garden. And I say, why you got that lady out there doing your garden? Look how, she's up in age. She's okay. That's what she likes to do. And I'm looking